Hello again, and I'm VR Stuntman, and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be bringing you some fantastic racing from the Trophy League at vrroom.org, and we're at Nürburgring, the Grand Prix track for round 8. And what I'm going to do is just show you the track map. Apologies for the black screen. Here we go. So I think there's a couple of key areas on this track. One is curves 9 and 10. That's the Schumacher S. You want to use all the track there, carry all the speed you can. It's not flat in these cars, but it's nearly flat. But if you get it slightly wrong, you just go wide into the gravel, and that just sucks all the speed out of your car. So that's a very tricky section, because it's so fast. The other critical one is bit curve. Now, it's very important to get a fast exit out of bit turn 12, because the speed that you carry out of that corner you will carry all the way down through Hatzenbecks and into the braking area for the Wiedel chicane. On this map they've got a slightly different layout for the Wiedel chicane. We're using the greyed out section rather than the white section, so very tight through Wiedel, and that's a great overtaking opportunity because you're arriving at such high speed into a very slow speed corner. There's a lot of braking and chances to outbrake the other car. The other overtaking opportunity is into turn 1, the Castrol, where you're again arriving at high speed as you plunge down the hill into quite a tight corner. It's very wide there as well, so you can use different lines, and that provides plenty of overtaking opportunities. But you have to be careful because you're going downhill. The car doesn't stop as well as it would on the flat, and also the rear tends to be a little bit lighter as well because of that. Cars we're running today are these. They're the Gran Turismo 350Zs tuned by Amuse and Opera Performance. These cars are based on the 350Z road car, but they've got uprated suspension, a sports suspension kit, and they've also got a splitter on the front and a wing on the back, both of which give a bit of downforce. No other modifications allowed to these cars, so they're all running identical, apart from the brake balance, which the drivers can change, and also the colour. And we're going to have a look at the purple car, which is Slicker's car. What we're going to do is follow on board with him for the first lap, because after this race he said there was quite a lot of bumping and banging that he was victim to, so we'll ride on board and see what happened. So this is the start. Carlos starting on pole, Raptor, brilliant qualifying by Raptor in second, then JK Setway, Stuntman, Slicker, Rick, another good qualifying performance by Rick to get 7th. So we're coming down to the first corner, braking late, locking up and going straight on, and collision there with Stuntman, but Slicker's got a good bounce out of that, and he's actually passed Stuntman and JK, so Slicker up to 4th. I'm using this view because you can see the mirror to see when we're about to be hit from behind. Or if there was a slight tap there from JK. Now we're looking for the cutback, kind of cut on the inside, using a lot of curve, but slow through turn 5 there. Another little rub from JK. Now through 6. Chucking it into 6. Tight exit to give us a good sweep into 7. Forward curve. And another little knock. None of these knocks have done any damage, and they haven't really knocked the car sideways either, so nothing too serious yet. Now into the Dunlop, and that's a big hit from JK. Oh, and more contact. I think that was Stuntman we had contact with there. Still no damage, but that Dunlop has cost Slicker 4 places there. He's dropped 4th to 8th. So now coming down to Kumo. and a bit slow through Kumo. We've got Loki all over us, and a little tap from Loki, and Slicker struggling to get on the power, and runs wide into the gravel, spins, and is collected by Rick. So that all turned a bit messy. I'm going to go right back to the beginning, and we'll see if we can get another take on what happened. So this is onboard Stuntman with the orange car. We'll go to the roof cam, which is my preferred way of viewing on board. It's a good start from Stunt. You can see Setwave attacking JK ahead of us, and JK braking late. Also Raptor up the inside and through, and here comes Slicker and knocks us wide. And Stuntman kind of boxed in here. He's got N10 running around the outside, and lights up the rear tyres, and cost Stunt a lot of time there. Still attacking N10, but he's going to have to give that up. So Slicker's gained a couple of places, N10's gained a couple as well. Stuntman's lost a couple, as has JK. The Stunt trying to go around the outside at turn 6, doesn't do it. Maybe a little rub on N10. I'm going to go on board now with N10 and see if we can see what happened with JK and Slicker. So JK slinging one up the inside, little rub from N10, and that meant JK hit Slicker harder than he might have done. This is going to be Stuntman's view of the same thing. The Stuntman came together with Slicker as well. So we'll see if we can see that. So you see N10 with the white car is about to hit JK, who was throwing one up the inside anyway. That sent Slicker wide. Stuntman's diving for the inside, and a little rub there, and that unfortunately put Slicker slightly into the gravel. Looked pretty 50-50 to me, but I'll let you draw your own opinions on that, because I'm perhaps a little biased. This is Rick's view of things, so we should see how Rick got tangled up with Slicker. So coming up to big curve, see Slicker ahead, just running wide into the gravel, and spins, and it looked like Rick wanted to pass on the inside, but that's the way Slicker spun. So big damage to both those cars. So I'm going to fast forward. Slicker and Rick are going to have to visit the pits. So this is going to be coming up for the restart. We're going to ride on board with Raptor with his rear-facing camera. So the marshal for this room is Slash. He's quite correctly called the yellow flag for that, because Rick's race would have been utterly ruined through no fault of his own. Coming through the Vidal chicane, Raptor holding the speed down to about 50 miles an hour, and he's been told to go at the last corner, and then all the other cars will go when they see the car in front of them launch. And here we go. So nice clean restart. All the cars following in line. We're going to go to the outside view. So this is Raptor, and I think this is the first time he's led at the Trophy League. Down to turn 1. Hear the squeal of tyres, and he's braked too late and run a bit wide, and that's Carlos going through. So the poleman Carlos back into the lead, and Raptor down to second. So unlucky for Raptor. He's off again. My guess is that he's just struggling a bit with the cold tyres. Probably hasn't allowed enough for the fact that the tyres will be cold. We never really warmed them up before the yellow flags came out, and it's difficult to warm them up under the yellows. So Raptor loses the lead, but he's still right in this fight. And the first 7 cars perhaps starting to break away slightly from those behind. we'll stay on board with Raptor for a while because he certainly deserves some airtime in this race. He's got Setwave in the blue car riding his rear bumper as they come round to Dunlop, and huge sideways moment for Raptor, well held, but cost him a place. So now down to third, and that was just turning in a bit harsh on the brakes, I think, and that just got the rear to step out. Go on board with Setwave now, and oh, lovely drift through Kumo up to Big Curve, and how close is he to the leader? Not really close enough, but probably close enough to pick up the slipstream, but certainly not close enough to launch an attack. But Raptor is well placed for the attack. I'm going to ride on board now with N10. He's running in 5th place and throws one up the inside of JK into the Vidal chicane, and there's contact, and N10 backs out of it, and that costs him 2 places. And Stuntman has gained 2. Genobi gained 1, and JK lost 1 in all that. So lucky break for Stuntman. After being knocked wide at the first corner, he's gained out someone else's mistake. So now starting lap 4, and this is a battle for the lead. And oh, there's someone off in the background, but we've just seen Setwave take the lead at turn 1 from Carlos. I need to rewind because I think that was JK going off. So this is JK getting this slipstream from Stuntman. Stuntman not defending, so JK slings one up the inside, brakes later. Brakes very late, brakes way too late, and straight off and into the gravel. So JK will drop to stone last with that. And Stuntman hangs on to his 4th place, and he's now got Genobi behind. So Genobi up another place, so it's all coming right for Genobi. So the first 3 cars are breaking away. We're going to now look at this battle for 7th place. It's Loki in the yellow car, followed by Slicker and Rick. And Slicker's picked up a bit of damage. I think he was just nudged by Rick in turn 1. Don't often see Rick running into people, but I think he did there. And Slicker's now having to cope with rear damage on the car. It doesn't really affect the speed too much, but it certainly affects the handling, and it usually takes a few corners to get used to it. And Slicker's doing a good job of holding on to the back of Loki whilst he gets the hang of the strange handling car. So I'm going to go back on board with Carlos, and look how close this league battle is. It's Setwave from Carlos from Raptor. Those 3 just a little bit clear of the cars behind. And we're going to run down through Hatzenbeck. Carlos trying to decide which way to pass, and Setwave defending the inside as they come up to the Vidal chicane. Carlos on the outside, and Carlos well, he backs out of that, and here comes Raptor. Raptor trying to make a move, doesn't quite manage to pass Carlos, so Carlos still second. And all that battling has allowed 4th, 5th and 6th to close in, so now we've got a 6-car train for the lead. Going to go on board with JK coming out of the final corner, and he's got the overlap on Rick. So JK has caught up with this little group battling for 7th, and going to get the job done, I think, into turn 1, so long as he doesn't brake too late. He's braked later than Rick, and can he make the apex? Yes, he can. Oh, and ahead we've got side-by-side action with Slicker and Loki. Slicker looking for that way past, but Loki holds him off. Nice driving by these 4. So we'll stay on board with this for a bit longer. So everybody in a good battle here. We've got 6 cars fighting it out for the lead, and then these 4 battling it out for 7th place, and that's JK going round the outside at turn 6. JK just got 2 wheels in the grass, snapped him sideways. He came across the track and straight into the side of Slicker, so Slicker's picked up damage and gone in the gravel. JK there waiting for him because he knows it was not Slicker's fault at all. So poor old Slicker has got 2 lots of damage on the car, and he's already been into the pits to repair it, following a catastrophic accident on lap 1. Right, let's go back on board with the leaders. So we're coming up to Bit Curve, and again Carlos is so close to the back of Setway. Through Bit. I'm going to go on board Setway and have a look at his rear view. And you can see the 5 cars strung out behind us. Come down to the braking point in the middle of the road. We're defending. And everyone nicely through the chicane, hopping over the curve. Oh, big sideways moment for Raptor. Well held Raptor. Loses a bit of ground but doesn't lose any places. Oh, a little nudge from behind from Carlos. Now we're coming down to turn 1, and Carlos is picking up a slipstream. You'll see him gain on Setway. Is he going to go for it? He thinks about it. He feints. And he's going around the outside. Surely that won't work. Not quite. And here comes Raptor. And Stuntman's making a move on Raptor. And he's through, and we've run a bit wide again, and Carlos is looking to pass but doesn't make it. But Stuntman has made that move on Raptor and is up to 3rd. Good close battling this. So, whoa, big sideways moment for Stuntman. That means he drops off the lead battle a bit, and he's now under threat again from Raptor. Meanwhile, Carlos is applying plenty of pressure for the lead. Now, Setway will really want to hang on to this lead. It'll put him right back into it as far as the championship's concerned. But he has to defend again into Dunlop. And you can see, M10 at the back of this group in the white car getting very sideways through there. And look how close Carlos is running, but look how clean he is as well. They're running incredibly close, but hardly ever tapping the back of Setway. And even when he does, it's light into Kumo. Now, can Carlos get a run through Bit Curve now? He's got didn't get a great run out of the corner, Carlos, but he is nicely in the slipstream. Apologies to those at the back, but I'm going to focus on this now, because here comes Carlos to the outside, but doesn't try and run it too abreast through the chicane. And Setway having to defend into the last corner, Coca-Cola. And behind, a mistake for Raptor. Ginobbi's got the run on Raptor. So I'm going to look at that from N10's point of view. And Ginobbi has passed Raptor there. So Ginobbi up to 4th as we plunge down for the last time. It's now on the last lap. This is N10. Raptor's going around the outside of Ginobbi at turn 1, and he's made it stick. And N10's going to try and take advantage and go up the inside. Bit of contact there. Not sure M10 was alongside enough to make that move, but he did anyway. So N10 up to 5th. Ginobbi, who has just lost 2 places in 2 corners. So can go on board with Setway. We'll look at the outside shot. He's under attack from Stuntman again. These 2 battling for the championship, so it's very important to them both. And they're still in contact with Carlos. So any one of these 3, I would say, could win the race. And they've got a little gap now over Raptor and N10. So I'm going to swap to the on board with Stuntman through the Schumacher S. Doesn't use the first curb on the apex, does use the second one. Stuntman a little cautious through there into Kumo. Oh, and he gets the car very sideways, lights up the right rear, and here comes Raptor on the inside, bit of contact and stunts off. Just kisses the gravel trap, and N10 is through. So N10 up to third, but I'm going to focus on the leaders now, because here comes Setwave side by side with Carlos as they come up to the final corner, and he's going around the outside. They're still side by side. Carlos is still on our right. You can see him just getting a slightly better exit, and Carlos can't cut to the inside because Setwave is there, and they're coming out of the last corner side by side, and it's going to be Carlos. He's got the run. I'm just going to go back with Raptor as he crosses the line side by side with Ginobili, and he just gets that. So your final results are Carlos by a nose from Setwave, N10 third from 6th on the last lap, Stuntman 4th, then Raptor, Ginobili, side by side, Loki, Rick, Slicker, and JK. We'll have a quick look at the timing screen, and you can see Carlos won that by 0.054. And in the photo finish for 5th, Raptor was just 0.02 of a second ahead of Ginobili, so hard luck there, Ginobili. And the fastest lap goes to Ginobili with a 2:17.9. Well done to him. And second fastest, N10, 2:18.0. But all the top 6 setting competitive lap times. Loki and Rick, 2:18s, 2:19.0 for Rick, and Slicker and JK in the 2:20s. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that race. It was great to commentate on it. It was good fun to be in it as well. If you like your racing competitive, close and clean, then check out vrroom.org, the home of online racing. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and hopefully in the next day or two I'll be bringing you round 9, the reverse grid, on the same track as this one. So that will have JK starting on pole from Slicker with Setwave and Carlos on the back row. I've been VR Stuntman, and see you again soon.